Yo, what's going on? My name is Bim, and these are the 5 things Apex Legends gets oh so right. So Apex Legends dropped on us like a surprise Titan out of nowhere. Who saw that coming, huh? Respawn learned a lot of things from their previous effort, the incredibly underrated Titanfall 2, and it shows in Apex Legends. It just does so many things right. It's like they took everything everyone hated about the other Battle Royale games and threw it all out, then mixed whatever was left with the best parts of Titanfall 2 gunplay, except the Titans, I guess, and made a hybrid Battle Royale Titanfall baby, and it's glorious. So what exactly does Apex Legends do so differently that makes it such a formidable entry into the Battle Royale of Battle Royales? So let's go over them one by one. Number 1, the ping system. Oh my god! The ping system is a godsend. I'm so blown away that no other multiplayer has done it this well before. Battlefield games had something similar, but it was never as good as this, it was never as polished as this, it never provided positional information to the degree that Apex Legends does. I think the ping system is going to be the next gold standard when it comes to non-verbal communication over any game. Without using your mic, you can communicate practically everything you will ever need with just the ping system. Click of a button. It's perfect for people who don't feel comfortable getting on a mic with strangers for whatever reason, you know? With the ping system, you can call out items, suggest locations, make your intentions known whether you want to push forward or loot or defend, and call out enemies. Essentially, Respawn created a voice line for every single thing people usually say when playing a Battle Royale game, with every character and with every item. But it's not just the voice line. When you ping the map, a waypoint is added. When pinging an item and it has levels, not only will the item be highlighted and shown on the minimap and kind of give you directions, the character also calls out what the item is and the level quality it has. So if it's level 1, they'll call it level 1, 2, or 3. When picking an area, the player can make their intention known, whether it's to look for loot or defend or rush or anything. My only gripe with the system is very minor because it can easily be changed. I just don't like the default button assignment for it on PC. It's the middle mouse click. Having to press the middle mouse means taking off your finger off the trigger, albeit for a short time. And with mice with loose scroll wheels, it could result in switching weapons accidentally, which I guess isn't that big of a deal, but it gets annoying if it happens like 20 times in a game. Number 2, time to kill / time to live. I guess this is more of a preference thing because I'm a non-fan of Battle Royale games in general, but I've always had a problem with most Battle Royale's time to kill. Like being in the wrong place for a couple of seconds could mean you'd get taken out with a single well-placed shot. While that makes players think more on positioning and becoming more tactical, it also encourages players to be a little more timid around the battlefield, which leads to slower paced games, especially for newer players like myself. It just isn't much fun losing all the gear you've acquired for the last 10 minutes in a split second, just like that, without even having the chance to fight back. With Apex Legends, players don't go down as quickly, especially with all the defensive skills different characters have, and that's punctuated by the game's generosity when it gives you defensive loot like high-level armor and helmets. Paired with the slick movement, more on that later, players are encouraged and probably, dare I say, even rewarded for being aggressive and moving around the map a lot. This leads to more action-packed sessions, which generally tends to be more fun for TDM junkies like myself. Number 3, the slick as fuck movement. Yes, Titanfall 2's movement was way better than Apex Legends, but this is for good reason. There's no slide hopping of any kind or crazy wall running or liberal usage of grappling guns in Apex Legends. And it sort of makes sense, even from a lore perspective. Giving everyone mobility options like the pilots in Titanfall 2 would make things a little too fast and might make things a little hard to balance. Everyone would just be zipping all over the place like Titanfall 2, and from a lore perspective, The pilots from Titanfall 2 were supposed to be the best of the best, almost superhero-like. They had the coolest pilot gear and training to back it all up. And the Apex Legends are no pilots. Number 4, the inventory system. There are 4 ammo types in Apex Legends: energy, light, heavy, and shotgun. And we know that there are like 19 weapons. And on top of that, there are 3 levels for backpacks, helmets, body armor, and knockdown shields. And on top of that, there are shield rechargers, 3 types of grenades, and miscellaneous items like ultimate rechargers and weapon attachments. That's a lot of items. But the way Apex handles its inventory is very intuitive. If you can't use an item, it'll have an icon that tells you that the items are useless to you. When you pick up an attachment, it automatically equips to the weapon you have out, if it's applicable, or to your other weapon, if it doesn't go with your current weapon, if you could use it at all. If you come across armor that is of lesser quality, armor and weapons, or attachments at least, that is of lesser quality than what you're currently using, the game will tell you that you've already got a better one. That's kind of ingenious in my opinion. You don't have to flip back to your inventory screen just to check if you've got better gear. The inventory menu makes everything super easy to manage too, which lets you focus more on the action and less on the nitty-gritty. Number 5, the legends themselves. Having nameless avatars is all well and good, but the only times we truly get attached to a game is when there are characters that we can love. And Apex Legends does have a good, even though it's small, cast of memorable characters. And not only do the characters have unique personalities, which makes them all stand out, but they have a unique role in the squad with their unique abilities. So your value isn't just dictated by the number of opponents you kill, although that's incredibly important. It's also just by how much utility you can provide. You can pull your weight even though you're not an awesome shot, and I kind of like that. It gives noobs like me a fighting chance. I also dig the way you pick characters. So your squad picks a legend one after the other, because you can't have 2 of the same character in one squad. And the order of who goes first is completely random. And even though you're not first, you can hover over your character that you like, so the person picking before you is informed of your preference. And I think that's fair, isn't it? So to me, these are the big 5 things that stand out to make Apex Legends really, really enjoyable. I mean, not to mention that it's free to play and that the microtransactions are cosmetic only and that they can be earned in-game and that you drop as a squad by default. So I guess that's 8 things that are good. But what about you? What do you think of the Apex Legends? What does it do right? What do you think it can still improve on? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've been watching this video up until this point, so you know I'm an extremely small YouTube guy, and I used to have monetization until YouTube decided we weren't doing enough. So one of my goals for 2019 is to try to get that monetization back. So if you could leave a like or a comment, and especially a subscription, that would be amazing. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.